It has brought to me my attention that I heard on NPR National Public Radio with Fresh Air on Terry Gross, actually Fresh Air with Terry Gross, and they talked about electronic e-waste. If you plan on getting some new technologies this Christmas or anything, or Hanukkah like that, please bear in mind that when you throw away electronic e-waste, you may consider this: all the toxic metals in electronic e-waste, like mercury, cadmium, and lead, into the environment. Actually, mainly mercury and cadmium into the environment upon incineration or crushing. If you send it to a recycling center, just think that our electronic e-waste comes from North America all the way to Asia and other parts of the world, where the conditions in other parts of the world, like Asia and stuff like that, are less fortunate and are very bad. The workers, like for example, workers in Asia and other parts of the world, they actually destroy and salvage the toxic metals from the e-waste that we have. And when they do that, they opt into polluting the environment. They breathe in the toxic metal fumes like cadmium and mercury. They breathe in flame retardants. They breathe in a lot of other toxic wastes. But when they do that, they contaminate, they ruin their health. Their health is ruined. They ruin the drinking water, they ruin the air, they do a lot of damage, and technically it's best to like recycle some tech, recycle technology. But for one example, an LCD TV shown. Okay, I'm going to point some items out. Pollution number 1, LCD screens. LCD TV screens like this one. This one right here. This one contains mercury, which is a toxic metal. It's a toxic liquid metal only found in raw form right here. When this is somehow recycled or improperly disposed of, the lamps inside the LCD screen TV can actually break, releasing mercury into the environment, which is poisonous. But there's an eco-alternative. You have LED TVs and plasma TVs. Those two do not use mercury. This LCD screen TV does. Laptops also contain mercury as well. It has dawned to my attention that laptops do contain mercury as well, because the lamps have mercury inside the screen. And cell phones generally don't have any. Generally, I don't know if they have anything toxic in them, but they should be recycled in a recycling center. Video gaming consoles also, like some of them are actually a lot of them are probably, like mainly Nintendo is the only company that does an outstanding job of not putting mercury in any other toxic chemicals in their products. The Nintendo DSi and all the other Nintendo accessories and products do not have anything toxic in them. They are all environmentally friendly. Rechargeable batteries like lithium ion and nickel metal hydride and nickel cadmium lead acid and lithium polymer, those all have to be recycled and disposed of properly. If not, the chemicals from nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium, and lithium polymer can end up in the environment and polluted. So the best thing to do is, if you have rechargeable batteries, you can recycle them at Call to Recycle, and you can also recycle compact bursting bulbs, which contains mercury as well, through Home Depot or any other store that accepts those kind of bulbs. And primarily, like most technology today is eco-friendly. Some contain little or no toxic metals in them. CDs are actually plastic. Those can be recycled. And the only way to go eco-friendly is to avoid, just buy LED TVs or plasma screen TVs that do not contain mercury in them. Laptops they have to at least have lamps in them to make them work, but my wish to the manufacturers is to not use mercury lamps. Use LEDs instead of mercury. Mercury is a poisonous metal that can actually cause damage to our human bodies when it's ingested. Mercury vapor is toxic, as well as liquid mercury, as well as methyl mercury. It's a toxic mercury metal, except the bacteria Bacteria can break down the mercury, producing methyl mercury, which is more deadlier than it already is. Lead can be found in lead acid batteries and some children's products that are made from China. And the problem with mercury is that it's just poisonous. It's a silver metal. Usually there are a lot of, before they had a lot of toy product recalls of products containing lead. Normally this is an issue due to the fact that if a child chews on a toy, if it has lead paint on it, this can actually get the lead inside their systems. If they start munching on the product that has lead paint, they can get the lead in their systems. Lead chips, on the other hand, is toxic. If a child sees lead chips, somehow older houses may contain lead paint, and most of them don't. Many older houses that were built before the regulations of lead paint banning, like houses that were actually made before they banned houses that were made before they they started banning lead paint. It's like excuse me, let me re-say this. Most older houses in the United States of America do contain lead paint. Quite a few of them are. And currently I am really annoyed with that. I'm just annoyed with lead. And the way that this is apparently being, it's just how it is. And that's the end.